Hi, Mr. Carter.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
I won't complain.
Okay, that's great. My name is Dr. Moss, and it's such a pleasure to meet you today.
Nice to meet you too, thank you.
Thank you. Before we get started, I do want to add a few things. I want to briefly touch on this space. This is a safe space that we are going to be creating together as time passes on. It is a space where you can share as much or as little as you like. We are not in here with any pre planned conversations. We're kind of just going to take the natural flow of things and work to your comfort. I also want to add that confidentiality is an important part of therapy, and it's important that you know that whatever you share with me will be kept in this space. As long as, of course, you don't mention harming anyone or, someone trying to harm you, then we'll be good. Because then I won't be court mandated or anything and won't have to release any information within our private session. Is that something that you understand?
Yes, I understand.
Perfect. So, what brings you in today?
Uh, a referral from my doctor said I should probably talk to somebody.
Okay. This is a huge step. I'm curious to know how that makes you feel.
I'm indifferent. I'm not really used to things like this, so I'm just going with the flow, seeing how it goes. But I'm cool. I'm maintaining.
That's wonderful. Is there anything that's on your mind today that you'd like us to discuss?
Honestly, I'm not really big on talking about feelings and stuff like that, so I'm not really sure.
Okay. Well, I definitely sense a bit of apprehensiveness, and but I definitely want to remind you that you're here for a reason. Beyond your referral, you showed up today, and again, that's a huge step. So I do want us to make the best of our time together. But I definitely don't want to pressure you into coming up with something to share. So why don't we take some small steps and start by talking about maybe your childhood? Do you have any siblings?
Two older brothers. Yeah, it's just two older brothers. I mean, my relationship with them is up and down, mainly down.
Wow, okay. And why is that?
We're just different. Coming up, I was always the wild card. My nickname is Stray because I didn't have a home until their parents recruited me. I'm adopted, so, and before you ask, I have no info on my birth parents whatsoever. I just was in and out of foster care.
I definitely want us to explore kind of what that felt like for you, being in and out of foster care and then being adopted, and what that whole journey was like. I definitely think that we should probably wait until, maybe session 2 or 3. But I do want to touch on the adoption a little bit just to kind of better understand your relationship with your brothers. First and foremost, I do want to say thank you for sharing that. That's definitely something that's very personal. So I do appreciate you feeling comfortable enough to share. I'm curious to know though, how did that affect your relationship with them, kind of your relationship with yourself and how you see the world?
I mean, it affected me heavily, as you would expect, but good thing I'm not a pushover. I assert myself when needed. When I was younger, I got picked on a lot, so I turned into a fighter. Lost some, won some. The important thing is I stood up.
Yeah.
You know, And so yeah, I got into a lot of fights, which brings it to the relationship with my brothers. Because of those fights, for like one of the reasons that we have issues is because they always felt like I was a troublemaker because of that and things like that. They felt like I was a troublemaker. I felt like I was just never truly accepted in the family for who I am.
Okay, and do you feel that you weren't accepted because of your behaviors, because of the fighting, or
I think it
was
was because of everything.
okay? Well, that definitely shouldn't be the case because they did kind of bring you in. I know their parents brought you in, but family is family, and it is definitely bigger than just being blood related. It's really about a relationship, a foundation, a connection. It's about the love.
I mean, all of that has been inconsistent, honestly. In my 15 years being in this family, I still question their decision to even bring me in. I mean, it's like a player being drafted to a team. I didn't get to decide where I went, but I was going to take full advantage of the opportunity and be grateful because part of me really did want to become a part of an actual family.
Hmm. Okay, I definitely get that. I'm getting a sense though that it wasn't the greatest situation for you.
Because we haven't been a real family. Dad religiously cheated on mom, and he ended up moving away with his new family. And mom, uh, after years of trying to make it work for whatever reason,
Mm.
she finally decided to divorce him. And after that divorce, she moved away shortly after that as well because it really took a toll on her mental health. She really invested too much into that relationship.
Wow, that sounds incredibly painful. I can only imagine the deep impact it must have had on each of you.
I mean, he didn't have a heart, and she had too big of a heart.
Wow. And how did that affect you all after they both kind of drifted apart?
Well, we were practically done with high school at that time. Plus, our Uncle Fred was around looking after us, so it wasn't too bad.
What about internally?
Internally, I guess I just felt out of place. Both the people that brought me in just left. I know they had their issues, and me and my brothers didn't make it any easier on them. We're not Boy Scouts, me especially, but yeah, still, I just felt like they quit on us, quit on me. And I'm not even the most sensitive out of all of us. So Ray and Rob, they definitely took it way more to heart than I did.
That's definitely an interesting choice of words. Quit on you. What did that really feel like to feel that not only did you not know or have a relationship with your birth parents, but the parents that came and chose you let their issues affect that relationship and affect your ability to truly have that motherly and fatherly love and to feel once again quit on?
I mean, the only thing I can do is just shrug it off. I don't really have any like further comment on it. I mean, things happen, and I just roll with the punches.
Okay. We'll explore that a little bit later. In what ways did it affect your brothers?
I mean, they just wanted to talk about it all the time, and they were doing a lot of pouting, and that situation just stripped them of all their positivity and energy. I felt like they lost their drive, and that was kind of wild to me.
Why was it wild to you though? You mentioned kind of just dealing with it and shrugging it off. It seems that it also affected you. It just may have affected them in a different way.
See, I get affected temporarily. That initial impact, boom. But then I calm myself and I go numb after that because I remember what this is.
And what is this?
Life. Life is full of disappointments. It's inevitable. Things, people, everything. You will get disappointed. And in a lot of situations, it's going to be by people you trusted the most. Now, the sooner you make your peace with that, the easier this life thing will be to handle. That's how I see it.
You don't think that sounds a bit pessimistic?
I think if it sounds pessimistic to someone, then they're not being realistic.
Sounds to me like hope feels really distant to you right now. Can you tell me more about what's making it hard for you to feel optimistic in this moment?
Optimism. For what? Life is bullshit. Excuse my language, but
It's okay.
it is. It is. I mean, a lot of things are literally the opposite of what they should be. Jobs don't pay. People with degrees are struggling to get their work. Strangers treat each other like family more than family does. Social media, social media just devalues true workers, true talent, attributes, morals, things that are supposed to be held in high regard, diluted. Life is, if you're not lucky, or if you don't happen to know the right people or know people that know people, it's almost impossible to get far. If you even want to get far. You either follow behind everybody else, and it's a long ass line for that, or you make your own way, set a precedent, and make people follow you.
That's definitely an interesting way of putting things. A very unique perspective. But I will say that I do see a glimpse of hope in you when you speak. You paint a dark picture, but without even realizing, you do place sunshine in the sky. That is what you. That's what you should always hold on to. The world is not as bad as you believe it to be. The world is what you make it.
See, the thing is, I know I said that I lack optimism, but I never said it's impossible to live a full, successful life.
Okay.
You just gotta work for it. I don't know what every day will bring, but I wake up every day and I attack it like it could be my last. Because it very well could be. In fact, that's what I tell my brothers all the time. My oldest brother, Rob, wants to be a businessman. My other brother, Ray, wants to be a lawyer. Now, notice I said once.
Yeah.
Once, as in hasn't happened yet. And it hasn't happened yet because my brothers would much rather stand around and wait for somebody to notice them or do something for them rather than go out and make themselves known and do it themselves.
And did you communicate that with them?
Every chance I get.
And how do those conversations typically go?
Mostly not well. But I'll say this. 2 times ago, we had a fight, and we didn't talk for a long time. But last time they heard me. They actually heard me. Now you could say part of that was because of things that transpired recently, you know, personal things. But the point is they heard me, and that's what's important. And I feel like now we're on the right track, and we can actually start making some progress.
Okay. I'm loving the optimism in your tone. You definitely shifted when you started talking about feeling heard. That's definitely beautiful to hear, and I'm glad you shared that. And I just want to add, like, if building a stronger connection with your brothers is something that is truly important to you, it's crucial to communicate that often and productively.
Yeah, I get that. True.
Spending more time with them could really strengthen the bond and help you guys understand one another on a deeper level. Something that maybe you didn't have when you were kids, but maybe as adults you can hope to strive for. It's really important to stick together, not just with you and your brothers, but also your uncle who seems to have stepped up for you all, especially when you were younger. It's so important that you maintain those connections and start by talking. Talking is always great. Even debating can be healthy. But it's also so valuable to just be honest, be authentic, be transparent. I want you to really think about what it is that you can do moving forward to maintain that connection that you're searching for.
Well, we actually have an idea, a business idea actually that we're working on. I just hope that our brotherhood can withstand everything it takes for us to pull this off.
Yeah, well, that's definitely a sensible concern given the inconsistencies in your relationship. But it's definitely good news because the effort is clearly there, and that's great. What kind of business is it?
I'd rather not say right now because it's still in the beginning stages, and it's really, really, really far fetched. It's unconventional. I don't even know if we'll actually go through with it, and if we do, could be dangerous if we mess it up.
Hmm. Okay, now you have me curious. Can I guess?
I mean, you could try, maybe. I mean,
Okay, wait. Is it a construction thing?
not
Logging? Steelwork?
not construction, not logging. Don't even know what logging is, honestly. Pretty sure it has something to do with logs, but
Yeah.
still work. Maybe still work if it comes to that.
But you're not stealing.
No, no, we're not thieves. No,
Okay, because you
still.
said if it comes to that, so I'm like,
Yeah, but you said still work. I knew what still work and is, and I know what construction is. The logging was the only one that was like a little iffy. To me,
okay.
but
Okay, you have a point. Okay. Well, I guess I'll
still
stop
work. What you
guessing
think?
for now.
Yeah, I don't think that you would get it
Okay,
or get it.
but you're saying it's dangerous, like deadly?
Could be.
So let me get this straight. The inconsistent relationship with your brothers combined with a dangerous new job and business plan, all while being in this deteriorating mental state you're in, and that somehow sounds enticing to you?
And when you put it that way, it sounds like a bad ending waiting to happen.
Yet you still plan on going through with it. Out of all the ways to better your mental state, all the simpler steps to fix the relationship with your brothers, all the creative things we could have came up with together to fix it. I mean, they could have had a session with us. We could have had a family session. We could still do that. And all the safer jobs you could do at this point in your life, this is what you're choosing to do? Out of all the options you have?
I'm out of options.
I'm out of options, see they plotting. Told the hoes it's going down, yeah that's why they jocking. Yeah we tryna get ahead, so we at they noggin. Create our own opportunity when it ain't knocking. Hey, I'm out of options, niggas plotting. Culture Houston, draw up plays for our Rockets. Yeah we see they throwing stones, so that's how we rockin'. Create our own opportunity when it ain't knocking. Hey, I'm out of options. Demons stalking me at every destination. Been chasing some kind of light, but the sun hesitating. Negativity clouding me. In darkness I'm meditating. I'm just trying to get what I'm owed. Yeah, this for reparations. Success a gated community. I see how they play it. No funny shit, but I'm trying to find a bunch of way-ins. Other teams ain't on our level, somehow made the play-ins. We both cook, but they salt baying. We Bobby flying. No more staying in the same place. We making motion. My